We're here at Highland Hill Farm to give you a little demonstration on how we irrigate our trees in order to help keep them from dying and drying, which is something everyone wants to do when they buy a lot of nursery stock. Now, we use a drip type system. Dennis here is going to show you. Each, down here on the ground, the tree has a spaghetti tubing that goes into it. That's a spaghetti tubing. That's the drip. That's how you assemble the drip. You're going to put it right on there. And this is in the on position. And the water will come out here and just spray around the tree. This is the off position. The difference is, if you look at the nozzle, there's no grooves there, but there is a tiny groove here. And that's where the water comes out, at that little groove. The spaghetti tubing is just attached to the tree. We try and put it into the center of the tree as close as we can, just like he's doing. Now, the spaghetti tubing goes into a main trunk line. And then this trunk line goes to a water source, which is actually, in this nursery, is just fed from a garden hose. One garden hose can probably do about 400 trees at a time. Everything in this nursery we do is done with drip. You can see drip will be everywhere in this nursery. With the drip we can do 2,000 trees, water 2,000 trees in an hour. In our nursery we usually have a little cart that we follow around with, and in the cart we have all kinds of little gizmos to put the drip together. We have an extra hose, which is right here, and we have our little spaghetti tubings with the drips on them, and we have a little punch, and we have boxes full of little nozzles and tees. If you need a tee in a line, we have the tees. Real simple. Now Dennis is going to show you some of the little tools he uses and how he puts it together. Go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, first we assembled the nipple that will go into the irrigation pipe. It just slides into the end of the flexible tubing. And then on the other end we would have one of our spikes, and since we want it to irrigate, we'll use the one that has the groove in the end, so it will be open and water will flow through the groove. And then as we go into the irrigation pipe, we would just puncture a hole and very quickly snap this nipple into the pipe. And once you've got a water source, you're ready to irrigate.
Okay, now what's this? This is a pressure reducing valve.
Yes, this will go into your hydrant, depending upon the type of plumbing that you're going to bring to your irrigation system. And this just has a
goes in this end.
Kind of a friction fitting. Slide that right on, and you're ready to hook up to your water source.
Right, now this particular unit right here, that's a pressure reducing valve. It reduces the incoming garden hose line, which we have a garden hose fitting here, so that the water into the system is only at 20 pounds per square inch. That keeps these nipples from blowing apart, keeps these from coming apart. And all we do at the end to seal the whole system is take the pipe on the end, crimp it, and put some tape around it. And that's all that needs to be done. Once it's like that, it's closed off. Very simple. This is a hydrant that we use for our drip irrigation. What we do is we run a four-way control valve off the hydrant, and then we take garden hoses and we bury the garden hoses underground. If it's a heavily trafficked area, we put it in a PVC pipe, rebury it, and then we bring it up the garden hose, and we attach it right to a PVC line that goes out, a little black poly line that goes out. And then this four-way controller, we can run 1, 2, 3, 4 lines at a time. The more lines you run at a time, the less pressure each line will get. So what we'll have to do is we'll probably run 1 line at a time or 2 lines at a time and make sure that all the plants get water, and then we can figure out how many we can run. Well, Hurst, he's setting up drip irrigation here at Stone Barn Nursery, Highland Hill Farm in Fountainville, PA. And as you can see, the yard is fairly empty, but we've started to lay out irrigation lines. Mike, why don't you tell them what you're doing?
Well, I got some medicine here, and I pull a little bit out at a time so I can walk with it, make it easier for me to walk with. It's kind of like that, pull it out. And what I do is I just stretch it out, down to the point where I want it to go at. Take a stone, put it over top of the line or where I want it to stay at. Actually, I kind of get some of those curls out of the line first. It's just easier to make it straighter. Anchor it again, and then I walk back and take the slack out of the line. I get where I wanted to go. Take my Falcos, cut it, and pot over it. It's nice and straight, and I'm cleaning up.
Okay, now you'll go back over this line, you'll attach it with a T.
Yes, I will.
It just slips right in with a little T.
Yeah.
Do you have a T there to show them?
Yeah, I got a T right here.
Okay.
Well, I used one, but
We reuse the T's, right?
Yep.
Every year we take them apart and we put them back together.
Yep.
And how do you crimp the end there so people can understand how you crimp the end to keep it from leaking?
Oh, what we do is we take a garden hose and we cut it into little sections, and we crimp this like that, and that garden hose that we cut, we fit in right over top of it, and it just stays there and does a pretty good job on it.
Right, and you can also use electrical tape to tape it off if you
Yeah,
want.
that's true. Electrical tape.
Okay. And then the next step is we put out the little drip nozzles, and I'll show you how to do that on the next video. Thank you very much. This is Mike and Paulie. They're getting ready to attach the lines to one another. They're going to splice the main line, just snip it off. And they'll find a T, and there's the T's, and they slide a T in. It's a little cold out here today, so the T's fit in hard. That's it, they got the next one connected. Very simple system to put together, just like Legos. You wondered why you bought Legos for your kids. Now when they get older, they can play with big Legos. It is. Next one's done. The reason they put the rock over top of it is to weight the lines down so they don't drift off while we're working on the lines. We'll go splicing again. Important not to get any dirt in the line because it can clog up a line if it does get dirt. That's it. Now at the end here, they'll splice it and they'll put a 90. We have the T's that are 90.
Yeah, we will, but what we're going to do is we're going to put one more out, actually. So
oh, you're going to put another one out? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.